Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things sustainable, eco-friendly, and consumer conscious. Today is a much requested video of how to shop on Vestiaire Collective. As you know, I'm a big fan of shopping on that website, so I have learned a few things along the way that hopefully will make your experience a lot smoother. Before we move on, I wanted to draw your attention to the fact that we are now 1,000 strong. So many of you have subscribed, liked, favorited my channel, so thank you so much. I'm so excited to keep on growing this channel and to spread the word of sustainability. If you haven't subscribed yet, welcome to my channel. I talk about things that are sustainable, secondhand fashion, my gray hair, as well as any sort of zero waste / low waste swaps that I have made on my sustainability journey. If you are not new, remember to like this video to make sure it gets shared to more people and more people are aware of my message. Shopping on Vestiaire Collective can be quite overwhelming, so make sure to stick around to the end of this video where I give you my 3 best tips on how to be more successful with shopping on this website. So Vestiaire Collective is not a public company. They have not filed an IPO, meaning they have investors that invest into the company to help them run. So this company originated in France and they have offices in France, Spain, Hong Kong, as well as the United States. So you can choose an office that is closer to you, and that becomes relevant when I talk about shipping. When doing research for this video, I actually have gone through every single investor for Vestiaire Collective, and all of them but one have really high ESG scores. If you don't know what ESG is, make sure to check out the video that's coming up in the cards right now, where I explain how to rank companies using the ESG score to make sure that you are supporting only those that are sustainable in their practices. So for example, this company here, they even have a sustainability tab. So just that alone tells me that they care about their footprint on the environment. Additionally, this company right here is going to put out their emissions report this year. So yay. So a lot of people think that Vestiaire Collective is really just a hub for luxury goods. But if you go into the designers tab of Vestiaire Collective, you can see that yes, they do have very, very luxurious designers such as Louis Vuitton and Chanel and Prada, but they also have very basic brands such as Zara. So you can choose whatever kind of tier of brand you want. But the amazing thing about Vestiaire Collective is that it is a used clothing website. They also have filters for never used, but also never used with tags clothing. So if you're still a little kind of iffy about buying used clothing, that can be your option. The main thing is that somebody's already bought that item, so you don't have to kind of contribute to the resources that are used for creating a new item. So the way Vestiaire Collective works is that real people list the items they want to sell, and when those items are bought, the seller sends that item to the Vestiaire Collective office that is closest to them. The Vestiaire Collective team then kind of goes over the item to make sure it's of the condition that it's described. They tag it and then they send it to the buyer. Of course, the main hesitation for me at the beginning was the fact that it has to be shipped twice, but there is a direct shipping option and I'm going to show it to you on my screen. So my most favorite part about Vestiaire Collective is their filtering option. So let's go over to my screen and I will show you how to filter. So let's say you want to buy jeans. So we can start by filtering through the brand. So I'm going to choose something super basic such as Levi's. So right away, I'm only seeing just Levi's pants. I'm also going to be very considerate of the environment and the carbon footprint and choose a country that's next to me. Since I live in Poland, it's going to be Germany. And again, you can see right away my search has been limited. Now, of course, I can further limit by my size, because why wouldn't I do that? And there you go, I have 4 choices, and if I would like them, I can go ahead and click on one, see what the price is, and if I don't like the price, the amazing feature Vestiaire Collective has is to make an offer. I always use this feature just in case I can get a better price. But if I really want the item and the price doesn't go down, I still buy it. So here is the direct shipping option. So I'm gonna click off Germany and I'm gonna go right here where it says direct shipping. And right away you can see my choices have increased, and I can even filter by country that's closest to me with direct shipping. I'm gonna also click off the sold products And there you are. I'm always picking very good condition. Vestiaire Collective is not even just for clothing. They have other items such as watches, jewelry, scarves, gloves, wallets, but also really interesting things such as candles and cups and plates. And while for me it's really weird to spend $100 on an Hermes plate, for some people that might be their purpose, and power to you. So what are the 3 tips that I was talking about at the beginning of the video? Well, here they are. How to make your life easier when shopping on Vestiaire Collective. Tip number 1. Just like with any vintage store, it can be really overwhelming when you first kind of walk in or load the website of Vestiaire Collective. So my tip is to only limit yourself to buying just the item that you're interested in. For example, if you are in the market for jeans, just filter for jeans and then continue filtering until you find what you want to find. Do not go looking at everything, because you will end up in your basket with, you know, very cheap leather goods and a candle by Gucci, and who needs that? And, you know, small leather goods that you don't need. So again, first tip, only filter for the item you actually are looking for. My second tip is know your size. Sizing in different brands can be really different from brand to brand. So in order to be successful with Vestiaire Collective, you need to know what size you are in different brands that you are going to buy. Of course, you know, 27 in Levi's is very different from 27 in Acne jeans. So you have to make sure that you know what that is. However, and this goes with my tip number 3, if you don't know your exact size, you can ask a lot of questions. So let's say you want to buy these jeans, but you're not sure what your size is. You can scroll all the way down in the page and ask the person who is selling that item a lot of questions. In the past, I've even asked people to measure the insole of a shoe to make sure it was the correct size. People are usually really, really nice and respond in different languages, but that's why we have Google Translate to your questions. Or if they are not available, the Vestiaire Collective team also respond. And the last tip, and that's kind of a bonus tip, you can follow an item for a while. So I mentioned in my low buy year video that I'm gonna allow myself to wait for an item and to make sure I covet it and want it. So Vestiaire Collective has a really, really cool option for it. You can actually put an item in your wish list and track its price reductions. So that way you can think about the item, you can come back and look at it to see if you really want it or maybe not. And if you have decided to buy it, you can then, of course, buy it. Don't worry if you miss something. You're not gonna miss it. People put up the same items every day on Vestiaire Collective, so you are never gonna like miss out on an item. Trust me, it's gonna come up again. I think if you keep those 3 tips in mind, as well as everything else I've talked about in this video, then you'll be more than successful with shopping on Vestiaire Collective and not overspending your money, and also finding the things that you actually need. As I mentioned before, shopping on Vestiaire Collective is really great because all those items have already been made, so you don't have to contribute to the resources to make those items. However, the big negative for me still with shopping with Vestiaire Collective is the shipping aspect of this experience, particularly if you don't choose the direct shipping option. So of course, nothing can be perfect. So there you are, there are my tips on how to shop at Vestiaire Collective. I hope you found this video very useful. Go on over to my Instagram right now, where I have a few outfit pictures that have been purchased partially on Vestiaire Collective to see examples of the kind of stuff that you can get there. So I hope you really enjoyed this video and you now feel like a pro about shopping on Vestiaire Collective. Come on back next time when I'm going to talk about some of the environmental myths that are believed widely in the community but are actually myths, and I'm going to bust them. As well, I've got another gray hair video coming up, and this one's going to be a goodie, so stick around and come back. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I know it was really fast-paced, but I hope you still enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining me once again. See you again next time. Bye!